The crash threw the 13-year-old driver to her death. Unfortunately, high-speed chases like this too often end tragically. Steve Noble explores the question of whether police are going too far.
The rush of adrenaline, the high that the police officer gets into, the blood pressure shooting up, the heart beating where it feels like it's going to come right through your chest or right through your bulletproof vest. The fear of not knowing if you're going to go home that night and have dinner with your family.
Bob Scully is the executive director of the National Association of Police Organizations. He's also an ex-cop, and he's talking about what it's like to be involved in a chase.
I'm showing 101 miles per hour, and I'm just barely catching up to him.
It seems almost routine. We see them nearly every night on the evening news with dashboard cameras and helicopters capturing the action. It can look like an episode of the Dukes of Hazzard, but this action is real, and the consequences often deadly. Recently, just outside Des Moines, Iowa, police were chasing a pickup truck carrying a stolen lawnmower. When the pickup ran a red light, the result was disastrous. The driver of the truck was not hurt, but the two people in the pickup were killed. And if you think the action slows down when the cars do, guess again. From Ohio to Los Angeles, the action is very real and very dangerous.
He is shooting at officers.
Sergeant Richard Resendez of the Lorain, Ohio Police Department found out firsthand how dangerous a chase can be. He was off duty in his police cruiser when he heard a radio call about a bank robbery.
Cars responding to Premier Bank. It's a black male wearing a long black wig.
Sergeant Resendez was shot at 8 times during the 17-mile pursuit, which ended in this dramatic crash.
The van smashed into the cars and pushed them onto the sidewalk. And it pushed the woman, as you see on the video, through that plate glass window.
Amazingly, the woman was treated and released from the hospital with only minor injuries. The incident ended when Resendez shot the suspect in an alley. He's now in prison and won't be eligible for parole for 45 years. But the experience left Rich Resendez with an indelible impression about chases.
I don't think officers look forward to them. I don't think officers dread them. I think officers are trained to handle them. And that's what you need to do. You need to take control of the situation.
The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration estimates that last year alone, 377 police pursuits ended in death. But according to Jeffrey Alpert, a professor of criminology at the University of South Carolina, that's just the tip of the iceberg.
40% of all pursuits result in some sort of accident, 20% result in some sort of injury, and 1% result in death.
Many of those injured are being chased, but a significant number of those victims are innocent bystanders. And when you see video like this, it shows how dangerous these situations can get. And with no national rules in place, it raises the question, are all of these pursuits necessary?
I think the national standard has to be the balance between the need to immediately apprehend the offender and the risk to the public.
And Dr. Alpert has actually helped write policies restricting chases to violent felonies in places like Dade County and St. Petersburg in Florida. But cops don't always see it as so cut and dry.
That police officer doesn't know why that vehicle is fleeing, doesn't know if the occupants just got done robbing a bank or maybe raping a woman. They have no idea, so they have to pursue that vehicle. Police officers in those types of situations shouldn't be second-guessed.
And while there may be disagreement on what's appropriate for police, there is an intelligent solution for the average citizen.
Don't interfere with what is going on, because if you do, there's a good chance you're going to get hurt. And that's the last thing that the police want, is to hurt an innocent bystander. So the best thing you can do to help that situation is don't get involved and just get out of the way.
Officer Resendez is being honored by the National Association of Police Organizations as one of their top cops for his brave efforts in that chase in Ohio.
Coming up on Inside Edition, there's something rotten roaming the Florida Everglades.
It smelled, yes. Moldy cheese, rotten eggs, and goat dung.